Okay, what does this mean?
Thanks, Murat, for the invitation. It's my pleasure to be here. By the way, I really love your series. I'm following it on LinkedIn. It's such a fantastic idea. Diversity that you have in your friends and business relationship, fantastic.
The team that I inherited from you, great team, fully diversified. It was a big chance and luck for me to work with you. First, let's start. Who is Clemens Janus and what he does?
Thanks, Murat. And I think there is probably multiple Clemenses, to be honest. So let's start with a professional one. Currently working at Roche, and the pharma and diagnostics company. I'm based in Basel in Switzerland. I'm there 3 years almost, and I'm head of customer success of Roche Diagnostics Information Solutions for Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. I mean, a lot of people say you need to separate business and private life. And to some extent, I agree. However, we spend so much time with our work colleagues. People are super important. My family, as you said before, I have the luxury and the luck to have 4 kids. Friends are very important to me. I try to stay in touch with many people, and very proud that I kept the connection with many old colleagues at GE. Obviously, Murat, you're one of them. I love this relationship because this network and the true exchange of thought is important for both the private life and the business life. And I think just talking to you, Murat, I consider yourself not as a work colleague anymore, but as a friend, right? And what I love that I learned in my business career about this diversity that you also have as a big topic for this series, the diversity of gender, age, nationality, background, education. I also enjoy that a lot in my private life, right? I have true friends from all over the world, but also, from all type of educational background. I was born in a little village where it was just normal that everybody is in touch with everybody. Roche is a huge and very successful company, has 2 big arms, pharmaceuticals and diagnostics. This idea of creating a standalone business in clinical decision support in oncology, bringing the knowledge, the scientific knowledge that this company has, together with hiring experts from the healthcare digital space and helping our customers, our clients, hospitals, oncologists, more data-driven and long-term better decision in oncology is the space that we are in.
You and your type of leaders who are actually really working hard, but somehow they find good quality time for the family and also like to play hard. It's an enormous balance. I don't know how you do it. Okay, how this guy could have such an energy. So is there a secret behind it? Just tell us, please.
Yeah, maybe the secret's name is Quincy, who is my dog, and she forces me. It's my job in the morning to take her for a walk. I changed that not into a walk, but into a morning run that we do no matter what weather conditions, no matter how late I went to bed. Half hour, 45 minutes exercise at fresh air, pump me up so that I'm then usually at 8 o'clock for the start of the meeting, quite ready. But I think that's Quincy. I think the other topic is I can only work in areas where I'm really passionate. I would never ever be able to do this in areas where I don't have a team around that energizes me and a topic that energizes me, right? And especially also in our relationship with the great team that we had, the energy also came from the topic, right? So bringing analytics to healthcare and with a team that goes above and beyond any time we talk about a customer. Maybe it's Quincy, the topic, and the people to work with.
Whatever the hard work is happening, how much you are under stress, actually you had time to reserve for us, for your colleagues, to send a personal note about their birthdays, give gifts. And these things actually made everyone to attach themselves personally to the targets that we are working for.
If I may add one thing here, Murat, which is really important for me, right? So because absolutely I love to work hard, live hard, and have at the same time still a lot of time for the family. I think there's a couple of things that I also learned sometimes the hard way. I think the work hard needs to have results and impact, right? Working hard for no impact makes no sense. And impact for me is always external with customers.
I never forget the moment we were in Vienna, staying in the hotel lobby, and we noticed 2 customers and we asked them to sit together with us, and they also took the guitar and we played the songs. I think Keith was there, Belen was there. Unforgettable moments. Are there any moments in your life that you never forget?
I thought about this, right? So, in 23 years, there's many of these moments, but maybe some that stick out. One at the very beginning of my career. So I studied electronic engineering. So I was trained and educated for electronic engineering, engineering thinking overall, and software and coding. And I joined a team that did cardiology, IT solutions. We had customers in Germany at the time. Most of them were in Germany, but what I didn't have was I didn't have any clue about hospitals. And I remember this visit at a hospital in Villingen and Schwenningen, and if I may allow myself to use the name, Dr. Birkemeyer was, and we had this moment when we realized, when I told him very honestly, I don't know much about this space and I want to learn. And he said, I don't know much about software. And we agreed to help each other. And I spent then for a couple of months, many times his night shift at the hospital, understanding cardiology, understanding hospital workflow, etc. And I think that was a creating moment in my career. We had a hospital in Spain, one of the largest intensive care units for neonatal babies that were born too early. And we had a problem with our software in that hospital. That problem could have caused potential with these little babies dying. And we had a team, the customer, the leader of that department, our leader in Spain, people from engineering, people from compliance, project managers. So we were about 10 people who were like for 5 days, night and day on the phone and trying to fix this problem, fixing it technically, making sure that we can implement it, making sure that we can bridge the time until solution was fixed. And I remember when we finally applied the update that fixed everything, and we were sure that the update didn't cause any other problems, etc. The project manager sent a photo from a distance where you could see all those 64 neonatal babies. He wrote, "Thank you on behalf of," and he listed then the first names of all the babies. That was the moment where, you know, like I'm still getting goosebumps when I hear about it. It was the passion again of the people working here together to fix this problem. No blame session, no finger pointing, but we need to get this out of the way. From a leadership perspective, how can you create the intensity to get it fixed and at the same time keep calm? Right. So, and keep calm for the team so that no one overreacts, no one panics, etc. So for me, I think this was in my leadership life, one of the most significant events. And then the third one, far less serious than the other ones, but you were there, Murat, yourself. You know, we put ourselves on this journey of analytics. And one of the last events that we visited was the Arab Health in Dubai. Like I had already announced that I was leaving GE and going to another company. And we went there, and our these analytics dashboards were all over the place of the GE booth, and a lot of people talking about it. And then this was a moment when I said, you know, leaving in a moment when, you know, your dream becomes so real, visibly real. I still have those pictures in mind, and I think there was a third one that. If I can find,
I will post this photo from Arab Health. Yeah, that was a great.
Absolutely right.
Do you have time to check what's going on either in your domain or outside of your domain?
I think, yes, I'm in the lucky position, or I moved myself also maybe a bit in the lucky position that there was already so at GE, but now also at Roche, I'm directly involved in understanding this new space, being part of thinking of partnerships or acquisitions of startup companies, naturally involved, especially in this healthcare space. I like to read a lot, books. I'm surrounding myself with people that have the same interest, that talk about these things. Talked about before, right? Keeping the network up to date.
We are sharing the same country, so I'm super happy to live in Germany. What are the cultural habits that you like?
The ones that I really like is a lot of people from the outside think about Germany as a one country Germany. But based on history, we have many, many different cultures already within the one country, reflected obviously in food, in beer. I mean, people think about beer when they think about Germany, but the reason that we have so many different beers and types of beers or sausages and different types of sausages is also because the culture is very regional, and that goes back into the Middle Ages and before, where what is now one nation has been a lot of little kingdoms and duchies and things like that. And I think we have kept these local cultures while uniting under a bigger umbrella. Maybe this is also the reason why pushing forward with the European thinking is not so hard, right? Because maybe a person from Hamburg has more similarities culturally with the Dutch people than he has with people from Black Forest. I think we Germans are often super critical with a tend to see things negative, not half full. I have no clue where this is coming from, and it's for sure generalizing, right? So there's people in all directions at times. And I think we can learn from other cultures to be a little bit more relaxed, see the world a little bit more positive.
If you look to the BioNTech, what Uğur Şahin and Özlem Türeci have done, so this is a great appreciation to Germany, because if Germany wouldn't give this environment to the people, they would never generate such an outcome. I read a quote, it was I think about Beethoven's 7th Symphony. You cannot push people to be creative. You need to create an environment so that they become creative. I think this is the success of the system in Germany. So I appreciate from that perspective.
It's great to hear you saying that, right? And I think it's definitely true. I love to have my own culture, and I'm keeping it. I'm educating my kids with it. But at the same time, I'm embracing all the other cultures because it's so much stronger together.
First time I saw this was from you, telling me, hey, Murat, and then you made this one about some other topics. I said, okay, what does this mean?
Okay, I mean, this one is kind of the windscreen wiper, so get clear your view. The one that came to my mind, my childhood, when Boris Becker won Wimbledon for the first time. He was the first tennis player at the time who did this. Yes. And in Germany it was called Beckerfaust, the Becker's fist. And the first one is curiosity. Any area where you are, don't stop yourself to being curious. If you want to know something, ask it and be curious. The second one is this customer focus. Wherever you are, in finance, in HR, in engineering, in, of course, sales or other, think about how can your customer out there benefit from what you're doing? How can you contribute to a better customer experience? I think the third topic that I want to advise people: don't play or act as if you were someone else, but be yourself. Be authentic. A lot of people say, oh, Clemens, how are you really doing this? No one has done this before, but it was me. I was not pretending to be someone else. It was I was sure that this was going the right way, and if it didn't, part of the authenticity is also to apologize, right? So, but not acting if you were someone else. And you know, many people say, yeah, but you need to kind of please your boss. I don't think that you need to please your boss. I think you need to be yourself and impress your boss with you know, the dedication that you bring. And fundamentally, you need to impress the customers, but not being someone else or trying to be someone else. I don't think that works. Turn the ship around. David McQuire was a captain of a nuclear submarine, and it's talking about how to transfer leadership down the ranks. I was really fascinated about reading also his experiences in this super closed environment of a nuclear submarine, seeing that many companies are trying to rethink leadership these days, right? So it's not enough just to say I empower other people, because in that moment when I say I empower, it's already me having more power than others doing things. And we have a sentence in our cultural framework that says, we all lead.
It has always been a pleasure for me to be in contact with you. In the professional part, I have learned a lot, but also in the friendship part, you keep my heart always warm.
Thank you very much. Vielen Dank, lieber Murat. Please continue this series, Faces and Places. I think you're a role model with this thing, interested, reading more, and yeah, looking forward for more of these type of conversations. See you hopefully soon in person.
Best wishes to the family.
Same there. Bye-bye, Murat.